Alright, so hey guys, it's me Phoenix here guys. Today guys, I wanted to talk to you guys about on the Champions League real quick and then the Nations League. Now the Champions League won't really be the main focus of this video. I'm just going to bring this part of this because I don't really have much time this weekend, so I'm just going to make this quick 20-minute video and I'll recap both events. So with that being said, let's go and get started. Let's go ahead and get started with the one thing. So as I recapped my predictions so I predicted Liverpool will beat Tottenham 3-2 extra time. And I said this would be a close game. I said Tottenham would give it their all. And Liverpool will just ultimately just come out on top just narrowly. 3-2 with Harry Kane, with Origi strike in the 110th minute. Okay, obviously I didn't go into that far. I didn't even predict who will score for their team, which I am thinking about doing next time. So the next Champions League final, I'm going to predict who will score as well. So it makes it a little bit more interesting and see which ones I can get right. So I'll do that next year. However, and to be completely honest with you guys, even if I did make predictions, I probably would have said Salah. I might have said Origi. I might have said Harry Kane. I might have said Son Heung-min. I might have said, So let me just go and tell you guys one thing. This is what really annoyed me about Pochettino. Pochettino, this might be one of your rare final appearances. If this is your first final appearance and you just freaked it. You just messed it up, man. You just messed it up. How did he mess up? Well, first of all, number one is that he started Harry Kane. I agree with the decision because Harry Kane would be your very good asset and he's a great goal scorer. I mean, in fact, he saved you guys a lot in the group stage. Unfortunately, though, he had been injured for a large part of the competition, making him not very useful. And it is true, and you can't really give too much blame to Harry Kane because he's still recovering from his injury. So I can't really blame too much Harry Kane. However, what I can blame is I can blame this. Why didn't you bring Lucas Moura? I know that was one of your substitutes. I know that, but you really should have started him from the beginning of the game. This guy saved you guys in the semi-final, for goodness sakes. Or even Llorente. These two guys were pretty decent. Llorente even scored a goal. There are some people that really need to be subbed out. Like Dele Alli, I have no idea what was he doing. He did not do anything. Kieran Trippier as well. Well, I can't really sub Kieran Trippier because he's a different position. But there were some people that did not deserve to be in that game, that team. And Tottenham as a whole, I realized is that Tottenham is pretty bad. Tottenham is pretty average and pretty mediocre, and they're not at the level caliber of Liverpool, And I'm going to be completely honest, as from a neutral perspective, I know this might seem a little harsh, but I genuinely think this final was pretty mediocre. It's an okay final. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and say this is the worst final I've ever seen in my life. Obviously, no. There's been a lot more worse finals. I couldn't bear watching one goal in 120 minutes. Yes, I'm talking about the 2014 World Cup or even the 2010 World Cup. That one was something else too. And then 2006. So I guess I'm okay. But the thing that really made me shook about this final is that the fact that I want to see that replay. I wasn't really paying attention. Okay, so you see Goretzka, Balotelli, Goretzka. Oh, bye. Penalty. I love this goal thing is still there. Penalty. Bye. 3-0. Wow, we're 3-0 leading at halftime, guys. That's pretty good. Anyways, so as I said, Liverpool were just the better team that day. And, yeah, let's just go ahead and recap the goals real quick and recap the team statistics. So let's go start with the team statistics first, and then I'll give you guys a recap of the game. So Tottenham as a whole had 16 shots. Now, you think that's good, right? 16 shots is not bad by any means. Of course, it's great. But the problem with the Tottenham is that their attacking thing was weak. They were really desperate in the second half. I could tell that they were trying to do something second. The first half, they didn't really do much. Okay, to be completely honest, they didn't really do that much. And they had 8 shots on target. That's not bad. That's like 50%. Okay? They had 65% possession. That's a pretty bulk possession. 5 fouls, okay? no yellow cards, no red cards, 3 offsides, and 8 corners, and still nothing. Allison was also very pivotal as well. Allison made some big saves, man. Allison, I could honestly give Allison a lot of credit. Allison does deserve a lot of credit. And I think I made my mind, guys. Allison could potentially win the Ballon d'Or this year. I know the 3 people I'd say that are really, 4 people that are really good contention for this year are Kylian Mbappe, Lionel Messi, Virgil van Dijk, and Allison. Allison better make the top 30 because he has made some incredible saves, made some incredible shots. He kept a clean sheet both the semifinal second leg and the final. That's crazy, guys. Allison has been incredible form. Man, that's crazy. Now let's talk about Liverpool. Liverpool had 14 shots, 3 on target. So you can see right here, if you do the math correctly, 3 out of 14. That's like... Move. Sorry. 3 out of 14. That's like about 21%. Yeah, you see, that's not really that good. However, they were very clinical in the finishing. And they had 35% possession, 6 fouls, 2 offsides, 9 corners. So you can see about the offsides and corners about equal out and fouls equal out. The thing that really differentiates, though, the thing that really stands out is the shots on target and the possession. That's what really stands out. And ultimately, Liverpool just were more clinical on the counterattack. They were pretty good. So let's just give a recap of the game. So basically what happened was that in the very early on the game, a penalty was given. Literally within like less than a minute, a penalty was given for like an in-hand ball. Now, I know this is a pretty controversial handball. I know a lot of you guys are going to comment below and say, that's not a handball. I think it was a handball. You know, although it didn't touch a direct hand, it touched the arm. And it could have been a goal. So for that reason, I think the correct call was made. Now, to be completely honest with you guys, I don't know if I still think this was a penalty regardless because you shouldn't have like your arm like that. Like, why would you like leave your arm extension? Why would you extend your arm like that in that position? Like, that to me seems stupid. Like, I don't see any reason why would you do that. Okay. So Mohamed Salah converts a penalty in the 2nd minute and gives them a 1-0 lead. We had some substitutions take place. Roberto Firmino went out in the 58th minute. Divock Origi went out in the 58th minute to replace. Wijnaldum as well got replaced, and James Milner replaced. Henry Wicks got subbed off, and then Lucas Moura came in, and finally they put him in. Musa Sissoko, that's the guy that gave the penalty, got subbed out. Eric Dyer replaced him. Dele Alli was replaced by Fernando Llorente, and then Divock Origi, 87th minute, scored a goal, crazy goal, and basically confirmed Liverpool's win. And that was it was a corner, I believe. And who's the guy again? I can't see the name. And then who else assisted? Let me do something quick, guys. All right. So as you can see right here, James. Let me see this guy's name. I don't want to mess it up. Okay. So Joel Matip as well assisted with that goal and gave Liverpool the 2-0 win. And so, as I've said before, I personally think Liverpool or it's not to say Tottenham were really, really bad. Of course, they were just outclassed, essentially. It's the best way to put it. And they were just second best today. They weren't as good as they could have been, and they weren't as good as what we saw in the semifinal. So anyway, so that's all I have for you guys today. So Liverpool finally gets their 6th title, and they won. This is their first time they won since 2005. That's a long, awful time. I understand. And this is their 6th win. That's great, man. And I thoroughly just believe that out of the 2, they deserve to be in the final. Now, out of the whole entire competition, do they deserve to win? There's probably some other good contention you could probably put in. Ajax was good contention. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. So anyways, as I said before, yeah. Maybe Barcelona. I don't know if they were really the best. I'd say Ajax was probably the best contendable one. But regardless who I wanted, it didn't matter. Liverpool won. So that's all. That's all I have for the UCL. Let's go talk about the Nations League. This is the main focus of today's video. Sorry for that debrief. The Nation Champions League. I just wanted to briefly point that out for you guys. So the Nations League is going to be coming up. So basically, that'll be taking place on June 5th, 2:45 p.m. That's Portugal versus Switzerland, and then the other game that we have is England versus Netherlands. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about both of both and what am I expecting and what you guys should expect. Okay, so Portugal versus Switzerland. Now remember, guys, Switzerland were placed in the group of Belgium and Iceland. Iceland were dread awful. Iceland were not as good as they could have been. They weren't as good as how they were in the 2018 World Cup. They weren't as good as how they were in the 2016 Euro or even the qualification. They were just terrible. Okay, so Switzerland brushed aside them. Now Belgium, that was a bit of a surprise. I personally did not expect them to make it that far, and Switzerland crashed Belgium, defeated. Yeah, Switzerland defeated Belgium like 5-2, and that was an incredible comeback. Like, dang, that's crazy. So now, yep, they're in the final. Now, although Switzerland were put in this group, I'd say that Switzerland kind of were fortunate enough, you know. It's not to say that they got here by luck, obviously. No, that does not mean that. But Switzerland is known for their defensive display, and they're going to put a hard time for the opposition. I mean, we saw in the 2018 World Cup, Brazil were very frustrated. And they just couldn't do anything, you know. Brazil, guys. Brazil's like one of the best nations in the world, and they even had to draw with Brazil. Ultimately, Sweden is what killed Switzerland off, and that was in the round of 16 with just a narrow 1-0 win. So Switzerland could potentially win this one. You know, I don't know if it's gonna. I mean, that would be kind of difficult for them to win. And then Portugal. Obviously, we got Ronaldo. Switzerland's best players, I would say, are who are Switzerland's best players? Switzerland's best player is probably Shaqiri. I would say. Xhaka. I don't know. I mean, to be completely honest, Switzerland doesn't really have like a lot of star names, but they really work well as a team. In fact, yeah, they work very well as a team. So as I was saying for the Portugal versus Switzerland, now let's talk about Portugal. Portugal were placed into Group 3 League A, which consists of Portugal, Italy, and Poland. Portugal brushed aside Poland very comfortably, I think. Portugal versus Italy, yeah, that was a 0-0 draw. They play as a 0-0 draw. Might be just easier if I just go to the national team. Yeah, so then they also beat Poland 3-2, and they actually won 1-0 against Italy. So they had played each other twice, I believe. Yeah, so Portugal versus Italy. Portugal won 1-0, and I don't know, was Ronaldo? Oh, Ronaldo wasn't there. I feel like the biggest problem without Ronaldo for Portugal is that if Ronaldo isn't there, they just they just try to attack. They just put some shots and try to hope for the best. And then Portugal also beat Poland 3-2. But Portugal's a good team even without Ronaldo as well. So just because Ronaldo is there, you know, they're still a good team without him. Yeah, Ronaldo didn't play any of the last 3 games. I don't know if he's going to play this one. And which brings me into my prediction. So I am going to go ahead and predict. So after looking at careful analysis of both teams, I think Portugal would just narrowly edge this one. I'm going to go for a... Oof, this is a big one. I'm going to go for a 1-0 win in extra time. I think this will go all the way to extra time. And I think Portugal will just about get the goal they need. And it's just going to be a 1 goal. Just 1 goal to 0 after extra time. I have a feeling that it's just going to be too much for the Swiss to handle. And as soon as they can, I feel like they just couldn't be. They're not able to. They won't be able to contain him for that long. That's if Ronaldo plays now. Even if Ronaldo doesn't play, I still think Portugal will win regardless. Because as I said before, Switzerland isn't known for its attacks. It's known for its defense, and I think that's why it's going to go to extra time. Is because of their stunning defense, their tough defense, as I said. All right. So now let's go talk about Netherlands versus England. Netherlands versus England. Netherlands has actually done pretty well too. They were placed into a group with both the defending champions of the World Cups, World Cup 2014 and World Cup 2018. And you would think that Netherlands would be really bad, but Netherlands actually did really well. In fact, Netherlands played to a draw with Germany, and even I think they won against Germany, right? I know Netherlands defeated the defending champions. Yeah, Netherlands... No, wait. Oh, yeah, let's go see. So, Netherlands played to a Germany with a 2-2 draw. Netherlands beat France 2-0. And then Netherlands beat Germany 3-0. And then France beat them 2-1. And so, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, honestly. And so, honestly, to tell you the truth, I think Netherlands is a great shout. I mean, they have been recovering ever since the 2018 World Cup disaster. And I'm qualifying for it. I know it's a big disaster. And yeah, and for their opponents, England's been doing really well as well. I mean, both of their respective clubs, both finals, both have English teams in it. So I think it puts a huge give for England. I mean, England's now in a great position. Dang, we just trashed this opponent. 7-0. Goretzka. 7-0. Oh, 7-0. Oh. So as I said before, England's just doing really well as well. I think England could potentially... This would be a really interesting game. You know, England as well were placed into a group with consisting of Spain and Croatia. It's also pretty tough. And England just did really well. England beat Spain. England also beat Croatia. And England played out to Croatia with a draw. And England as well. I think they also had to draw with Spain, or they might have lost with Spain. Yeah, England beat Spain. England beat it. Spain beat them the first leg. So you can see right there, England's also been really well as well. So I think this will be a really close call as well. I mean, both these semifinals will be really big, daunting for me. I'm gonna go, however, I'm gonna be saying this. I think ultimately though, I think England will just about pit this one. I'm sorry, all you Netherlands people. I really am sorry. I genuinely think that England, I think it's a little bit better for them. I think this will go. I think this will end in a 3-2 win. I'm gonna go for a 3-2 win for England. I think it'll be really close. And yeah. So that's all I have for you guys today. So I'm predicting 3-2 for England, and I'm predicting 1-0 for Portugal. And I'm predicting Portugal versus England as my final. Obviously, I want to make my third place predictions and my final. I will be doing that together on June 5th as well, the same day it happens. And luckily enough for you guys, June 6th is actually my last day of school. And so I'm really happy to do that. I have 2 more exams to do, and wish me the best of luck on both exams. And yeah, I'm done with the school year. I'm really, honestly, am ready for summer. You know, I mean, summer is just about here, guys. It's just 4 more days. 2 of those days I probably won't go to school. And so, yeah. Really looking forward to this, guys. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about the semifinals. I'll be watching those. Remember, guys, the Netherlands versus England semifinal will be taking place June 6th at 2:45 p.m. So the same time, just the next day after. Peace out. Actually, let's just let this game finish off. Alright, in the game, I think we're going to win this 2-0. Alright, peace out.